top secret information.
And it was the Lady G-Men taking a 60-48 win. Hello and welcome to Brown County Rewind for the week of April 9th. I'm Brian Peck, and here's the latest. The Village of Aberdeen received additional money from the Ohio Department of Transportation for the village's Gateway to Tomorrow plan. The plan, which was developed by the Aberdeen Village Council, staff at Aberdeen Library, and the Ripley Union Lewis Huntington Middle School, will create a walking path that stretches from Elm Street to the middle school. The first phase of the project, which should be completed later this year, will take the path to the Aberdeen Library from the middle school. The second phase of the project will be completed in 2011 and will extend the path from the library to Elm Street. The Brown County Grand Jury met recently in Georgetown and handed down indictments to numerous county residents. Among those indicted were Charles Fall of Hamersville, who allegedly attempted to hit 3 individuals with a motor vehicle. Fall is indicted for 4 counts of felonious assault, 1 count of vehicular assault with a specification, and 2 counts of endangering children. For the rest of the indictment, see the full story in the Thursday News Democrat. Ripley resident John Van Thielen returned to Brown County Court for the first of 2 pretrial hearings. Van Thielen, who was indicted for 10 counts of pandering sexually oriented matter involving a minor, filed a motion asking Common Pleas Judge Scott Gusweiler to recuse himself from the case. The motion stated that Gusweiler had past knowledge of Van Thielen's history and had met him at the Ohio Tobacco Festival in Ripley in 2008. Gusweiler denied the motion after having considered all relevant factors, according to the motion. We now go to Michael Arthur with more news.
Thank you, Brian. 6 Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Wildlife employees who were indicted last week have been placed on paid leave pending resolution of the accusations levied against them in Brown County, according to an ODNR spokesperson. Wildlife Officer Alan Wright, Division of Wildlife Chief David Graham, Assistant Chief Randy Miller, Law Enforcement Administrator James Lehman, and District 5 Manager Todd Haynes and Human Resources Administrator Michelle Ward-Tackett will remain on paid administrative leave until the cases are resolved. All 6 have been indicted on felony charges in Brown County. Wright is accused of falsifying information on a hunting license application and on deer tags, and the 5 others were indicted for obstructing justice because they allegedly failed to pursue criminal charges when the allegations against Wright came to light. The defendants have been released on a $10,000 OR bond after pleading not guilty and are due back in Brown County Court of Common Pleas on April 21st. The Brown County Commissioners have finalized the 2010 budget. Although the Commissioners said the budgeting process was difficult due to declines in revenue, they're confident that the county's essential services are provided for. However, the county has a reserve carryover balance of only $5,000, which is a much smaller safety net than the county has had in years past. Read more about the charges against Division of Wildlife employees and the county budget in the News Democrat Thursday edition. Also this week, the Ohio Department of Transportation accelerated the schedule to complete road work along State Route 32 in the Mount Orb area. Contractors closed an exit ramp to State Route 32 a week early, and construction employees are now expected to work 6 10-hour days per week rather than 4 10-hour days. Read more about Mount Orb's traffic situation in the News Democrat Sunday. We now go to Wade Linville with sports.
Thanks, Michael. Spring sports action has heated up in the area. On Wednesday, April 7th, the Georgetown G-Men took the field to face the East Clinton Astros in the Southern Buckeye Conference bout. The G-Men trailed by just 2 runs entering the final inning, but gave up 4 runs in the top of the 7th, suffering 8-3 loss. Georgetown's Billy McElroy went 3 for 4 at the bat, swinging for a double and 2 singles. Luke Farrell started at the mound for the G-Men, while Dylan Henry stepped to the mound to pitch the final innings. Wednesday's loss dropped the G-Men to an 0-3 record in the SBC. The Georgetown Lady G-Men have also had trouble bringing in wins this season, dropping to an 0-6 overall record with Wednesday's loss to East Clinton.
The Lady G-men gave up 7 unearned runs against East Clinton. They trailed 7-3 coming at bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. Georgetown's Chelsea Bradley swung for a double to start the bottom of the 7th, and the Lady G-men would eventually cut the East Clinton lead to just 2 runs. But the Lady G-men rally came too little, too late, and they fell by a score of 7-5. Bradley went 2 for 3 at the bat, while Cecilia Swartz managed 2 hits and 4 at-bats, and Whitney Kistler went 2 for 4 at the bat. Jessica Smith went the distance at the pitcher's circle for the Lady G-men, throwing 5 strikeouts. For those of you who thought high school hoop action had reached an end for the school year, you were wrong. C103 hosted its 27th annual Senior All-Star Games on April 2nd. Not only did seniors from the Southern Hills League meet up for one last court showing, but there was also a dunk contest, a 3-point shootout, and the awarding of 8 $1,000 scholarships to entertain the crowd at Eastern High School. Winning the dunk contest was Chris Cox of Fairfield. Tyler Knabb of Eastern High School took first place in the 3-point shootout. Receiving $1,000 scholarships from C103 were Shelby Brown of Fayetteville Perry, Dawson Little of Manchester, Whitney Siders of North Adams, Chris Armstrong of West Union, Callie Hatton of Lynchburg Clay, Seth Irwin of Fayetteville Perry, Carly Beasley of North Adams, and Andrew Seaman of Peebles. Not only were the scholarship winners selected based on their athletic ability, but grades also played a part. Mola Raceway Park kicked off a new racing season last weekend with the Chevette Hillbilly Nationals. Miles Tarvin won the feature race, taking home the $1,000 prize money and the Hillbilly National Cup trophy. That does it for sports this week. Good luck to all our athletes, and be sure to check out the Thursday News Democrat on store shelves now.